In the bulletin, I want to work on getting better at. I'd like to improve the way I'd like to do a little less of this and a little more of. These are my goals. I want to be perceived as doing my best at. I want to be perceived as trying. I want people to see me and think she's trying. When we choose growth over perfection, we immediately increase our shame resilience. Improvement is a far more realistic goal than perfection. Merely letting go of unattainable goals makes us less susceptible to shame. When we believe we must be this, we ignore who or what we actually are, our capacity and our limitation. We start from the image of perfection, and of course, from perfection there is nowhere to go but down. When we think, I want my parents to see me as the perfect daughter, all we can do is fail. First, perfection is unattainable. Second, we can't control how people perceive us. Lastly, there is no way that we can do every single thing that is expected of us or that we expect of ourselves. When our goal is growth and we say, I'd like to improve this, we start from where and who we are. I'd like to work on my relationship with my parents. It's a completely different goal from, I want my parents to see me as the perfect daughter. To illustrate how different these statements are, many of the women I interviewed described how their relationship with their parents improved after they stopped trying to be the perfect daughter. This also holds true for appearance, motherhood, and parenting. When we give ourselves permission to be imperfect, when we find self-worth despite our imperfections, when we build connection networks that affirm and value us as imperfect beings, we are much more capable of change. And page 197. This goes back to the sentence that launched this entire journey for me. You cannot shame or belittle people into changing. This means we can't use self-hate to lose weight. We can't shame ourselves into becoming better parents, and we can't belittle ourselves or our families into becoming who we need them to be. Putting people on the loser board doesn't work. Shame corrodes the very part of us that believes we are capable of change. Goal setting. Realistic goal setting. I saw a direct connection between their level of shame resilience and their ability to identify specific objectives related to their goals.